The night had returned to the desert with a quiet softness, spreading across the dunes like velvet. Fazza stood on a high ridge, watching the last colors of sunset melt into the horizon. For days he had traveled through familiar paths, places that once held laughter, memories, and promises. But tonight felt different, as if the desert was preparing him for a truth he could no longer avoid. His horse stood beside him, gentle and calm, sensing the heaviness in his heart. The wind carried only whispers, barely touching his clothes, as if it too understood the weight of unspoken emotions. Fazza closed his eyes. He could still feel her presence in certain moments. In the quiet, in the wind, in the soft turning of stars. Some people leave, he thought, but their absence becomes a companion of its own. A companion that walks beside you without footsteps, speaks without words, and teaches without intention. Tonight, that silent companion felt closer than ever. The desert below stretched endlessly, a reminder of distances both physical and emotional, distances that separate two people, distances that bring them back to themselves. He whispered, "There are distances the heart crosses, and distances the heart must accept." He sat on the sand and let the silence unfold around him. No pain, no bitterness, only a deep, steady ache, the kind that comes from loving honestly and losing gently. He remembered the last time he saw her. Her eyes had been calm, not cold. Her voice steady, not distant. She hadn't left with anger, and she left with peace. And sometimes that hurts more, because how do you fight a goodbye that is soft? How do you hold on to someone who lets go without hurting you? The desert breeze brushed against him, almost like an answer. You don't fight such a goodbye. You honor it. A poem. The distance that teaches the heart to stay. O desert of endless breaths, tonight I sit between memory and truth. I do not chase her shadow anymore, yet it walks beside me like a loyal friend. Some distances are not measured in miles, but in the quiet between two hearts. And though hers beats far from mine, it still echoes in the chambers of my soul. I learned that love does not fade with absence. It simply stands still, waiting for courage. And courage is not bringing someone back, but letting them walk their chosen path. O wind that knows my secrets, carry my prayers to the place she rests. Tell her I hold no sorrow for her leaving, only gratitude for what she awakened in me. For the heart does not break to weaken, it breaks to widen, to make space for more truth, more patience, more light. As Fazza finished whispering the last lines, the desert seemed to breathe with him. The stars above glowed brighter, as if approving his acceptance. The ache was still there. Yes, but it was different now. Lighter, softer, no longer a wound, but a memory living peacefully inside him. He stood and placed his hand on his horse's neck, feeling